right, we're back with Jeff and Jenny from Cherished Acres Estates. And in the last segment, we were talking a lot about, what separates their senior care facility, from a lot of other places out there. And there's a lot of things that separate you guys. But let's talk a little bit more about, they've got a really cool checklist that they give to people for free on their website. They actually not only own these senior care facilities and work at them full time, they also offer training to people that want to open up their own senior care facility. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. Tell me a little bit more about this checklist.
The checklist is basically what to look for in an adult family home when you're out looking. And, one of the first things is do they take state pay? Is this all a private facility? Is there private rooms, shared rooms? How many caregivers are on duty for these 6 residents? Do they have awake night staff? Are there call buttons for the residents?
What's awake night staff?
That's staff that if there's a lot of places where maybe the owners live in the home and they sleep at night. And so if there's an emergency in the middle of the night and the patient has dementia and they can't push a call button, who's going to be there to check on them? So I have awake night staff, and it might be 30-minute hourly checks if someone can't push a button. So you really need to take a look at what your relative or parent needs and what is offered in that setting. So there's so many different things to look at.
Okay. Tell me a little bit, you glanced over this earlier about the amount of people on staff compared to residents.
Right.
Now, what's the difference between you guys and what other people do?
A lot of homes have one caregiver for 6 residents.
Okay.
I have 2 all day besides extra people coming in, like the administrative staff or volunteer, and then we have a wake night staff.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your caregiver training. I know on your website, cherishedacresestates.com, you can go there and you can actually go to a training section in there, correct?
Right. And we have a certified DSHS instructor that teaches the caregiver classes, mental health and dementia, and the caregiving, requirements, nurse delegation. And you can just click on that teaching tab when you go to our website and see the calendar.
Okay. So, a lot of people, I think, really, they look at this opportunity and they think, oh, it must be pretty easy to start up a senior care facility. All I have to do is babysit a few people, and the money starts flowing in. They start running the numbers and what it costs, and to become a resident and what it costs to own a home. And tell me a little bit about, what are these people are getting into? Do they need to do some due diligence and learn this stuff before they get involved?
It's huge. We've learned firsthand putting in the $30,000 to $35,000 septic system, and there's so many. Our last home took 2.5 years to become licensed.
Wow.
When I first started, I think my home took 3.5 months, 8 years ago.
It's that different today.
It was approximately 9 years ago when I started, and then became licensed. And there's so many different areas to look at, and the requirements. And you don't want to do this business if you can't dedicate 24 hours a day.
Because the average adult family home lasts 2 years.
Really, that makes sense. That the one that my grandpa went to, it was probably, I don't know how long it lasted, but it's not there anymore. So it's pretty interesting. So people need to do their due diligence, and they need to learn from people like you. I mean, you guys have been through it. You guys have been through you don't just have one home. You've had multiple homes to get licensing and to get to go through the state of Washington. So I think that's pretty cool that you guys are, moving more into that. It sounds like that's kind of part of your bigger plan to do a lot more teaching and help people that. Is that what you kind of want to do?
I would if I would have had somebody like me 9 years ago. I mean, I cannot tell you how difficult, that just the business side of running the business and all of the things that I've learned.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you are interested, go to www.cherishedacresestates.com and check out some of their trainings. Get to know these guys, and I think you guys will be providing a lot of value over the next few years. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're going to have a roundtable with all four of us answering some questions. Kern's going to answer a couple questions, I think, about some myths about what to look for when you're taking your car in, so you don't get ripped off. So we'll see you in about a minute or two.